After, if you are going to, then you have to pay extra 100 rupees if you are going to register after 11th of March, that is from 12th to 18th of March. So please don't wait for last minute, right? Fill your form as early as soon, because you will be getting your you will be getting your slot. If you are going to select your slot in the morning time, then you will be getting, so just join as early as possible, right? Then 19 March to 27th of March, the examination fees plus extra 200, additional 200 you have to pay. So dates are, first exam is IE and IFS. So today Aman Jot ma'am, she has already started your IE and IFS, right? So from today onwards, that is from 26th of February, Aman ma'am has started your IE and IFS. Okay, so please remember that. In the bilingual batch, in the English medium batch, it will be later. Then after that, AFM, then PPB and RBWM, these two subjects we are starting today, and the other two subjects, that is IEIFS and the AFM, it going to be start from the month of March, right? So IEIFS is the first exam you have. Then second exam continuous, these are that means you don't have time for revise the PPB, right? You don't have any time. These are the Saturdays and Sunday. So 25th IE and IFS, then 26th PPB IIBF as scheduled, then 2nd of June. So you will be getting 1 week gap here. So that is a great news, of course, for AFM. Then again 1 week you will be getting in the RBWM, and RBWM is quite a like as compared to IIFS and PPB, it is not that much lengthy subject, right? But PPB, yes, it is a much lengthier, and even you can connect whatever we are going to cover in the PPB, you can relate with your day-to-day banking operation, right? Because we are going to cover general banking operation, we are going to cover financial technology, or we are going to cover all the COPA Act, RTX, so you can connect with your day-to-day banking. So first of all, I'm going to elaborate you what we have, what actually IIBF has included in the PPB, that is Principal Practice Banking. Okay, this is the English medium batch, and this is your AIM batch, right? Bilingual, we called it as a Manzil batch, right? So today IEIFS, PPB, or I think that is RBWM, it is going to be started Manzil batch, right? So AIM and Manzil. Then we have 4 modules in PPB, that is module A, module B, module C and module D, right? We have total 4 modules in the PPB. Now I'm just going to explain you what all are included in module A. So total 21 chapter we have in module A, right? The first chapter is banker customer relationship, right? This is your first chapter. In this chapter we are going to cover all the relationship which normally establish between the banker and customer. For example, trustee and beneficiary, right? Agent and principal, bailee and bailer, laser and lazy, all these banking and customer relationship we are going to cover. Then in the second chapter, AML and KYC guideline, right? In this we are going to cover what is the KYC regulation, know your customer regulation, right? When we are going to cover in the second chapter. Okay, so in this second chapter we are going to cover the money laundering, right? What is the meaning of money laundering? What is the meaning of terrorism risk? What is the framework of AML, that is anti-money laundering in the India, right? Then what is the obligation under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, right? Then all the obligation under the international agreement FATF, identified jurisdiction, correspondent bank, all these we are going to cover in the AML and KYC guideline. Yes, module A is quite lengthy, and approx 22 to 25 marks weightage this module is carrying, right? Approx 20 to 25 marks, right? Then we have the third chapter, that is operational aspect of KYC. So this is a quite shorter chapter. So in this chapter we are going to cover that what all are the KYC norms, what is the meaning of wire transfer, then CKYCR, that is Central KYC Record Registry, and how we can do the monitoring of the transaction. This is we are going to cover in this third chapter. Then the fourth chapter is opening account of various type of customer. That means there are type of customer, personal account, then account of other customer like minor, parda nashi lady, then blind person, illiterate person. All these account we are going to cover. Then in the last LEI we are going to cover, that is legal identity identifier. Okay. Then we have fifth chapter, operational aspect of the deposit account. So in the deposit account, that what is the meaning of deposit account and what type of interest you will be getting in the deposit account. What is the prohibition, right? What is the meaning of inoperative account, right? Then unclaimed deposit. What is the that is DEF fund we normally generated na unclaimed deposit. Then operational instruct in the joint account, nomination facility, attachment order, garnishee order. These all we are going to cover in the deposit account. Then in the next chapter, that is operational, right? That is the operational aspect of handling, clearing and collection cash. So in this chapter we are going to cover that is CTS, check truncation system, and what is the guideline of RBI, right, for the collection of these instrument like check and any other. So normally all these RBI guideline we are going to cover. Then the next is bank special relationship, right? In the first chapter we are going to cover banker and customer relationship, but there is a special relationship also like mandate, power of attorney, what is the meaning of set off, what is the banker's lien, what is the meaning of right of appropriation. This we are going to cover in this chapter number 7, that is. Then next chapter is foreign exchange remittance facility for individual, right? That is FEMA we are going to cover, Foreign Exchange Management Act, right? The definition of FEMA, right? Then what is the inward remittance, what is the outward remittance, then Indo-Nepal remittance scheme, right? Indo-Nepal remittance scheme, this we are going to cover in this chapter. Then the chapter number 9 is all about the NRI business, that what is the difference between the NRI and PIO, right? Then what type of account can NRI open in the India, right? SNRR account, special non-resident rupee account. How the acquisition and transfer of immovable property in India will be done by the NRI, right? Immovable means that is a house or maybe building, right? Shop. Creation of charges on the immovable property in the India. So this we are going to cover, and what type of investment one NRI can do in the India and PIO also. So this we are going to cover in this chapter, operational aspect of the NRI business, right? Then in the next chapter, that is foreign currency account for resident and other aspect, chapter number 10. Okay, see all the chapter now, this is somehow related to your day-to-day banking. I mean like banker customer relationship and AML and KYC guideline. All these normally in the day-to-day banking we are normally doing, right? So this can even you can relate with your whatever you are doing, but other subject like maybe even RBWM also. So this is somehow RBWM and PPB is somehow related to your day-to-day banking as well, right? And it will definitely help you out when you are working in the branch, right? It will help you out that what is the meaning of KYC, what is the RTGS, what is the NEFT, all we are going to cover in the PPB. That is a module A. I'm talking about general banking operation. Then the next chapter is foreign currency account for resident and other aspect. So type of account which is permitted for the foreign national. This we are going to cover. If any foreign national other than the NRI, any foreign national, what type of account they can open in the India, right? Even not being a NRI, not being a PIO. So what type of account that foreign national can open in the India, right? And what is the Foreign Contribution Act, which was came into the force in the year of 2010? Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, that is. Okay. Then next chapter is, that is, cash management services and its importance, CMS, that is. Okay. So what is the CMS exactly? What is the importance of CMS? What type of CMS services we are having in the bank, and what are the challenges and issue which we normally face in the CMS, right? Protection will be provided to the paying bank, right? So all this we are going to cover in the responsibility of the paying bank. Then apart from this, we are going to cover what is the responsibility of the collecting bank. Okay. So what is the responsibility of collecting bank? What type of protection will be given to the collecting bank, and what is the duties of the collecting bank, right? Then chapter number 15 is ancillary services. These are actually the support service. What is the main service of the bank? That is, right, that is opening the deposit and advances. Okay, na? This is the basic services which normally every bank will provide. Now what all are the ancillary services? That is a support services like remittance, DD, banker check, mail transfer, TT, that is telegraphic transfer, NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer System, real time gross settlement, RTGS, and what is the EBT, Electronic Benefit Transfer Scheme. How the mobile banking will proceed in the India. What is the meaning of safe deposit locker, portfolio management services, merchant banking, government business, levying of service charges. So this we are going to cover in the ancillary services. Then in the chapter 16, we will going to cover what is the difference between the financial literacy and financial inclusion. There is a difference between the financial inclusion and what type of banking services or schemes are there under the financial inclusion drive. Okay. Then what is the RCT, Rural Self Employment Training Institute, right? What is the meaning of RCT? RCT is what? Right, that is Rural Self Employment Training Institute. Then the next chapter is customer service guideline, right? In this customer service guideline, we are going to cover the customer service in the bank, policy for general management of the branches, ATM operation, security issue, risk mitigation measure, right? Then what type of special arrangement are there? So these provision we are going to cover in the customer service guideline. Then the next is banker duty and right. And what is the right of customer and duties of customer? I mean, what is the secrecy? What is the confidentiality? What is the meaning of garnishee and attachment order? And what is the right which is available with the customer? So we are going to cover here Banking Code and Standard Board of India regulation, that is BCS BI regulation. However, it is not in the picture right now, but yes, earlier whatever regulation they have given, we are going to cover here. Then the next is grievance redressal and RBI integrated ombudsman scheme. So this new scheme that is given by the RBI, right? All the three earlier scheme of ombudsman will be merged here. So we are going to cover the integrated scheme 2021. Then the new Consumer Protection Act, that is COPA Act 2019. Earlier it was it was came into the force in 1986 also, but that act was nullified now. Now the new act is there, that is Consumer Protection Act 2009. After that there is some modification is also there, so this is also we are going to cover. Then the last chapter of this module is RTI Act 2005, right? A very very important chapter. What is the meaning of public authority? Right, what is the meaning of public authority? What is the obligation of public authority? What is the designation of PIO, public information officer, right? How that PIO can dispose the request? What is the appeal that normal Indian citizen that they can file? Then what is the role of CIC, Central Information Commission, and what is the role of State Information Commission? So this we are going to cover in the module E, right? Very important module. Normally you are going to cover here around 25 marks from this module, that is module A, banking, general banking operation. So definitely this module is somehow related to your day-to-day banking, right? Then we have the next module, that is module B. Now in this module we are going to cover the function of bank, that is the principle of lending, different type of borrower, and what type of credit facility normally bank provides. So we are going to cover the working capital facility, credit facility for like non-fund based facility, and other credit facility. Then the next chapter is appraisal and assessment of credit facility. This is the chapter number 23rd, right? And in this chapter, what is the meaning of credit appraisal? What is the credit appraisal technique? What type of method will be there for assessment of loan, right? And how we can do the assessment of working capital, and how we can do assessment of term loan. So this we are going to cover in this chapter, second chapter of module B. Again, this module is having the high weightage, approx 25 to 30 marks, definitely, right? 25 to 30 marks we are going to cover here. Then operational aspect of loan account. So what is the meaning of loan account? That is what type of interest rate is there in the loan account, what is the credit management, how we can do the credit monitoring, right? What type of loan product normally bank provide to the Indian citizen, what is the role of the recovery agent which is normally engaged by the bank, and what type of fair practice code for lender is there, right? Then in the next chapter, that is type of collateral and their characteristic. So in this chapter we are going to cover that what is the difference between the secured loan and unsecured loan. Okay, the effectiveness of the security, the type of security, right? And what type of life insurance policy is there, right? Against them, what type of advances bank will be provide. Then advances against the share, advances against the debenture, and loan against the book debt, loan against the term deposit, loan against the gold ornament. So different type of collateral and different type of uh, loan against book debt, loan against term deposit, against debenture, against life insurance policy. This all we are going to cover, right? Then in the next chapter, the different mode of charging security, right? In this we are going to cover that what is the meaning of contract, what is a contract exactly, and what is the contract of agency, what is the contract of bailment, what is the type of charges, and how we can do the registration of charges. So definitely this will help you even in the CAIIB also, in BRBL, right? Any doubt if you are having, then please feel free to ask me, right? Then we have the next chapter here, right? That is different mode of charging securities, right? This we have done. Then the documentation part. What type of document is there? What is the documentation procedure is there in the bank? Then in the chapter number 28 is all about the NPA and stress asset. So what is the NPA? What is the meaning of NPA exactly? What is the meaning of how we can calculate the gross NPA? What is the net advances? What is the net NPA? What is the asset classification, the provisioning norm? How we can write off the NPA in the bank? What is the NPA policy, right? All this we are going to cover in this chapter, and how we can do the restructuring of the NPA, I mean of the loan. Then the next is important law relating to the recovery of the dues. This will help you out even in the CAIIB also, right? In BRBL. So definitely just make sure that you are going to crack the JAIIB in the first attempt. Then definitely in the December it will help you out, right? In the BRBL also. So what is the important law related to the bankruptcy code? the Recovery of Debt and Bankruptcy Code 1993, SURFACI Act, right? Then the law of limitation. So all these we are going to cover in this chapter. Then what is the meaning of contract of indemnity? What is the indemnity actually? Okay, that is protection from the, right, that is a protection from the loss, indemnity. Then indemnity contract, what is the contract of guarantee, what is the indemnity holder, and what is the scope and application of indemnity. Then contract of guarantee we are going to cover, right? Contract of guarantee. So what is the contract of guarantee, right? Who is the guarantor, what is the revocation of continuing guarantee, how the death of, what is the meaning of death of surety, very very important concept, right? Discharge of principal debtor, right? So all this we are going to cover. The guarantee, related to guarantee, somehow little bit a lengthy chapter it is. Then LC we are going to cover, letter of credit. It will help you out in the BFM in CAIIB. Okay. So what is the meaning of letter of credit? What is the parties are there in the letter of credit? What is the type of letter of credit? What is UCPDC guideline 600 guideline? Okay, UCPDC 600 guideline. I mean not a 600 guideline, that is a term UCPDC. Then payment under the letter of credit, right? So this we are going to cover. Then the next chapter is deferred the payment guarantee. So what is a method of payment? What is the meaning of deferred payment guarantee, that is DPG. And we are going to cover the law relating to the bill finance. Okay, law which is relating to the bill finance. So in this chapter, normally what is the classes of bill, what is the meaning of law of the governing bill, classification of bill, what is the exactly legal position of the banker in case of this. Then personal finance we are going to cover, and priority sector advance. So priority sector advance, of course you are very very familiar with that, and if you are working in the agriculture finance, so you are familiar with agriculture finance also. So personal finance, normally it included credit card, home loan, personal loan and consumer loan. Then priority sector advances, what is the target given by the bank, what is the applicability, what is the priority sector target is there, right? All this we are going to cover in the PCL, that is PSL, priority sector lending. Then agriculture finance we are going to cover, that is KCC and Prime Minister Fasal Bima Yojana, PMFBY, that is okay, PMFBY and KCC. Then apart from this, what is a short term loan, what is a long term loan, what is the meaning of crop loan, right? Even during the preparation of the your banking exam, you definitely have covered all these terms, so it will be a repetition. Then the finance to the microfinancial unit, microfinancial, that is industry, MFI, co-lending arrangement with the NBFCs, non-banking financial companies. Okay, so in this we are going to cover what is the source of finance, what is the channelizing agent, right? What is the framework which is defined for scale based regulation for NBFCs. Then the next chapter is, that is MSME, micro, small and medium enterprises in the India, MSME, that is. So what is the MSME, what is the definition? Under the MSMED Act, that is Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise Development Act 66-7. Okay. Then policy package for MSME, what type of credit or loan are normally given to the MSME, right? What is the delayed payment, what is the credit guarantee fund scheme, that is CGFS. Then what type of guideline for lending to the MSME sector, very very important chapter. Then the next chapter is the government sponsored scheme, normally it is a easy chapter, right? And self-help group. So what type of scheme we have to cover here, that is DNRLM, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission and NULM. So both these scheme, like NRLM, right, and NULM, rural and urban, both we have to cover here, NULM and NRLM. Okay. Then Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana and Mudra Loan. Then KVIC, Khadi Village Industry Commission. Then the last chapter of this module, that is self-help group. So what is a self-help group? The definition you need to understand here. What is the forming structure for self-help group? What is the role of self-help group under the day NRLM and day NULM scheme? And what is the self-help group bank linkage program, right? So this is a financial, the function of the bank, module B. Then the next module is module C. So again, this module is having approx 20 marks, right? 20 marks you can say. So banking technology, again, this is more related to your IT background. Okay? Like essential of the bank computerization. What is the type of networking technology we normally use? What is the UPS, uninterrupted power setup? What is the CBS, data warehousing, data mining, right? All this we are going to cover in the essential of bank computerization. Next chapter is CBS environment. Very, very important chapter, right? In the CBS, we have to cover here what type of function will be performed by the CBS, what is the flow of transaction, what is the EOD, end of the day and beginning of the day. I think you already know, right? What is the EOD and BOD? Okay? So that is you already knowing about what is the EOD and, right? What is the EOD and, that is end of the day and beginning of the day, right? Yes, Murli ji, you have asked the question, that is what is the indemnity? See, indemnity is actually that is actually the protection against the loss, right? Suppose that is you can say that that is the insurance, okay? That is the security which is against any loss or maybe any financial burden. Okay? So that is a protection against loss, right? In detail I'm going to cover where I'm going to cover in this chapter. Okay? Now we have the CBS environment, this we have covered. Then alternative delivery challenge. Okay? Then what we are going to cover in the alternative delivery channel, that is ATM, right? ATM we have to cover, electromagnetic car we have to cover, then electronic banking customer protection we have to cover. What is the meaning of limited liability of the customer, failed transaction? In case of failed transaction, what type of compensation we have to give to the customer, right? So this we have to cover. Next is data communication network and the EFT system, right? So data communication network, then in this chapter we have to cover EFT system, right? That is, right? Then Swift we have to cover. Swift messages, if you are working in the forex branches, you are definitely knowing about what is a Swift transaction is there. Automated clearing system, two-level fund transfer. Okay, all this we are going to cover in the data communication network and EFT system, that is. Okay, then data payment system, NPCI. What is the role of NPCI in the digital payment, right? What is the role of NPCI? What is a digital initiative like Paytm, Bheem? Okay, all this NPCI, RTGS, NEFT, this we are going to cover in the digital payment system. Then the next chapter is, that is, one second, right? That is impact of technology adoption and trend in the banking technology, right? So in the banking, actually, what is the new trends are there, right? What is the use of technology? What type of upgradation we have done? Then what is the impact of IT on the bank, right? Then the next chapter is security consideration and mitigation measure in the bank. Okay? So what is the meaning of different type of threat? What is the risk concern areas? What is the IS audit? What type of fraud is there? Okay? Then ombudsman scheme, again we have to cover integrated ombudsman scheme. Then the next chapter here is the second last chapter, cyber crime and fraud risk management. Okay? So in this chapter, what is the difference between the fraud and crime, right? And what is the meaning of fraud and crime? So what type of cyber fraud is there? Okay? Then the last chapter here is technology trending in banking, e-rupee, fintech, super tech, hashtag banking, all this we are going to cover, like social media banking, what is a hashtag banking, what is a account aggregator, what is a open banking, what is a e-rupee, what is a fintech, right? Then we have the last module, module D. So approx 10 to 14 marks we can say. Okay, the weightage is approx 10 to 14 marks, right? So we have only 5 chapter here. So this chapter is all about that as a banker, what type of ethics you have to follow, right? What is the difference between the value and ethics? So what is the business ethics? What is the ethics actually? What is the ethics at the individual level? Then what is the ethical dimension for employee and the work ethics and workplace? So approx 10 to 12 marks weightage will be there, but yes, this module is very easy, right? And very short also. So the first chapter is ethics, business value and banking. So what is the difference between the value and ethics? Then what is the ethical foundation of banking? Then what is the what is the meaning of trust with respect to the banking? The next chapter is the bank ethics at the individual level, right? So for an individual, what is the meaning of value, norms, belief, core values? What is the morality and personal value? What is the golden rule? A very important concept it is, the ethics of reciprocity. Golden rule, very important concept. Okay. Then in this chapter we are going to cover what is the right thing, what is the ethical dilemma is there. Then as an employee, so this is as an individual, but as an employee, what type of ethics you have to follow, right? So that is abuse of the official position, which is not correct. Insider trading, which is not correct. Bribe, taking the bribe, not correct, right? So this we are going to cover. Then sexual harassment act, right? Not that much, a little bit. HRM ethics. So all this we are going to cover in the, or as a employee. As an employee, we have to represent the ethics. We are the ethics brand ambassador, and the manager, they act as a ethical leader, right? Employee, they act as a ethical ambassador, but the manager, they act as a ethical leader. Then the last chapter here is work ethics and the workplace, right? So what is the meaning of work ethics? Then what is the ethical workplace? What is the meaning of unethical workplace? Causes and remedies, all this we have to cover. Whistleblowing, especially whistleblowing act, right? What is a whistleblowing law in the India? Who is the whistleblower? Who raises voice against anything which is happening, any wrongdoing which is happening in the organization. Whistleblower policy, right? Then the last chapter here is banking ethics. So what is the ethics, relation between the ethics and technology, right? So normally intellectual property right, data security, patent, property right, okay, and information security. This we have to cover. Patent, IPR, intellectual property right. So approx 10 to 14 marks weightage module D is having. Okay. So now we are talking about the weightage part. Then module A is having the around 25 to 25 you can say. Then B is approx 30 marks, right? So 30, then 25, it is like tentative type, and 20 then, right? Then maybe 15, right? So it can vary from 25 to 30. So it will be like 25 to 30, 25 to 30, right? But module D is having approx 10 to 15 marks. So sometime it is vary, 3 to 4 question it vary. But yes, the largest weightage is having with module A and module B. A very important module. But module D is somehow very manageable, and it is the like a very short module. You have to cover only ethics, values, norms, what is the core values, right? So all these we have to cover in the module D. Now tell me, any doubt we are having, you are having or not? See, in the normally PPB is 26th of May it is scheduled. So we have approx March, full March, then April we have, right? March, and April, right? March, April, then May is like almost 20 days in May. Okay. So module A, it will be taking approx at least 28 days. Then module D will be taking 10 days, 10 or maybe 8 days. So completely it will be like approx uh, suppose 35 to 40 days it will take. Okay. So uh, today is 26th of February. So maybe by 1st of April I'm going to complete both the modules, right? Chali. So now today I'm going to starting the first chapter, that is banker customer relationship. Now what is the banker customer relationship is exactly? Okay. See, normally most of the question is asked from the module A and B. So please well prepare with the module A and B. I have already told you. Then please well prepare with the module A and module B, right? Because it is a very important module. Approx 55 to 60 marks weightage is there only from module A and module B, right? Normally statement based question they will be asked. Okay. Then all the question based on the concept, right? So one liner, match the following statement based, these type of question, and the marks distribution is 0.5, then 1 mark and 2 marks. So of course these type of question 0.5 mark, this is quite easier, right? Now I'm going to start here that what is the meaning of banker and customer relationship. Okay. Without wasting the time, we are going to start here that what is the meaning of banking. See, the basic function of bank is what? That is to accepting the money, right? That means deposit and advances. This is the basic services which is given by the every bank. I mean every public sector bank or maybe any private sector bank, deposit plus advances. This is the basic function normally done by the bank, right? Advances and the deposit. So normally banker they render so many services to their customer, like providing the locker, keeping their article in the safe custody, collecting bill, check. So definitely there is a relationship between the customer and the banker, but that relationship is completely depend upon the what type of services that we are providing as a bank. Normally bank they are providing to their customer, whether they are providing the locker services, then the relationship is different. Like if they are doing the services of collecting the bill, then the relationship will be different. If they are keeping the say article of the customer in the safe custody of the bank, then the relationship is different, right? And if so, that depend upon the what type of services that normally bank is providing. So the basic service is what? That is accepting the deposit and the lending or investment. So this is the basic services normally bank provide to their customer. Okay, the lending or maybe the deposit. But as a banker you have to provide some other services also. Now the banking and customer relationship is based on the this service only. Okay, that what type of services normally bank is providing to their customer. So that that relationship is depend upon the that what type of service is availing by the bank, availing by the customer. So it is the actually the legal relationship, right? That normally start after the formation of contract. See, when you are opening the account in the bank, right, that means you are forming the some type of relationship with the bank. You are entering into the contract. Okay, so basically when you are opening the account in the bank, that means you are entering into the contract. So there is a relationship between the banker and customer, but that relationship is defined based on the basis of what type of services you are availing from the bank. Maybe it can be collecting the bill, maybe the check, maybe the deposit, maybe the advance. Okay, so all these type of relationship, this is a quite interesting chapter. Actually, the first chapter is very interesting. So there are different type of relationship is created between the banker and the customer, right? It depend upon what type of nature of service bank is rendering or the customer is availing. That is completely based on that. So if you are opening an account with the bank, that means you have already entered into the contract, right? And there are some legal bindation also. If you are entering the content, you should have the sound mind and you should be the major. Now there is a question why the minor account can be opened. So this question we are going to cover in the next chapter, that how that minor can be opened the account in the bank if he is not able to enter into the contract. Minor never enter into the contract, so there is some liabilities there. Okay, but if you are entering into the contract, you should have the sound mind and you should have the you should have the major actually above 18 year of age, right? So if any person, if he is opening the account in the bank, that means you are entering into the contract now, and the relationship is established between the banker and the customer is depend upon that what type of services you will be availing from the bank. Maybe it can be deposit, maybe advances, maybe you are keeping the article in the safe custody, maybe you are taking the services of the locker, you are like avail the bank services for collecting the bill, for collecting the check, right? So this type of relationship is based on the that what type of services you are availing from the bank. Okay, now the requirement to be called as a bank. What is the meaning of bank? According to the bank is normally registered under the BR Act 1949. This is a major difference between the NBFCs and bank. What is a NBFC? Non-banking financial services. They normally registered under Companies Act 2013, that is. But bank, they registered under BR Act 1949. So according to section 5B of Banking Regulation Act 1949, what is the meaning of banking? That is, the banking means, of course, the lending, deposit of money, that is deposit and advances, repayable on demand or otherwise, withdrawal by check, draft, order or otherwise. Hence, the banker in the business of accepting the deposit from public and utilizing these for the purpose of lending and investment. Okay, so whatever money, right, banker is taking, I mean bank is taking from the customer, now that money is with them and they can use that money in whatever way they want. Okay, they can use that money maybe into the lending or they can invest that money, right, wherever they can, right? So they are taking the money that is deposit from the public. Now they will be using that money and generate the interest, right, by lending or investment. So normally what is the meaning of bank? The bank is basically, that is, bank is accepting the lending, okay, accepting for the purpose of lending or investment. That means advances plus investment plus deposit they are taking, repayable on demand. So whenever any public, suppose I am the customer, okay, my name is ABC, I have deposit 1 lakh into the bank. Okay, I am depositing the 1 lakh into the bank. Now I am the creditor here. Now bank is free, they can use this money whenever they can and whatever place they can. Okay, na? They can invest in the stock market whenever, like it is their wish. But that money will be given to me, right, whenever I am asking. So it is repayable on demand or otherwise. So bank have to give that money to me. That is, I can take back my money whenever I want, right? So it can be withdrawable by maybe by check, draft, order, or anything. So yes, I'm depositing that money with the bank, but it is there that that money is within the possession of the bank. Bank can use that money, right? It is their wish, but they have to pay me back whenever I'm going to ask that money. Suppose after 1 month, after 2 months, I'm going to withdraw that money, bank have to give it back to me. Okay, so that is the customer, that is a banking services normally. Okay, so what is the meaning of bank? That is normally opening the deposit account, I mean taking the deposit, taking the current account, then collect, issue, paycheck. Or the definition of the bank is what? The definition of the bank is you have to lend, you have to invest, right? Any person, any public person, any Indian citizen, they can deposit the money, even foreigner, other person also, right? But that money is to be repayable on demand. Okay, so that is repayable on the demand. So of course the basic act of the bank is deposit plus lending. Okay, so normally it is like if I am the person and I have access money to deposit, okay, and I want to earn the interest, I want to earn the interest, right? So definitely I can deposit my money with the bank. So basically the bank is acting as an intermediary, as a middleman between the saver and the borrower. Okay? It is like a middleman between the saver and the, that is, borrower. Suppose I am the saver. Okay? Every month I am saving around 1 lakh rupees from my salary and I am depositing that money with the bank. Now this is the borrower. He need that 1 lakh rupees. So bank is enjoying the interest here and bank is acting as a middleman between the saver and the borrower. I am the saver, I am having the extra money with me, like 1 lakh rupees every month I am saving, so I am depositing that money with the bank. But there is a one borrower who need that money and at an interest rate, that particular interest rate is there. So here he can take the loan from the bank, right? So definitely the bank is actually, they are earning the interest from the loan, from the advances, and bank act as a middleman between the saver and the borrower. Okay, so that is how they generate the money. That is way actually how the bank normally generate the money. I hope now you understand what is the meaning of bank. So the definition is defined under the section of 5B of BR Act. Banking means lending, investment, deposit money. But whenever that person, if he is asking that money, that is repayable on demand, right? Repayable on demand. Okay, and bank will be acting as a middleman, as an intermediary between the saver and the borrower. So this is the bank actually all about, right? Understand or any doubt is there? So tomorrow I'm going to start. Now my next class is CIB, right? And tomorrow I'm going to start that what is the, right, deposit. It is a quite lengthy chapter. What is a money lender, right? So what type of relationship is there between the banker and customer? Okay, there are different type of relationship which we have to cover here. So tomorrow I'm going to continue, and please feel free to ask if you have any doubt. And all the viewers, if you are watching me live here, right, and if you want to join the batch, so please join by using the, right, first of all you have to type here Adda 24/7, and you can purchase our batch, right? You can purchase our batch through the Adda application also. One second. Right, so please first of all type here, that is Adda 24/7, and here we have the category of, that is JAIIB and CAIIB. right? This is a JIB and CIB category we have. And here we have JIB May 2024. So there is a double validity on the JIB Mahapack 2.0, that is, right? And here you have to click on buy now, then Y666, this code you need to apply, and you will be getting the 80% discount for Mahapack, right? Plus coin also you can use here. So this is a Mahapack and double validity is going on. That means you will be getting the classes for 12 months, that is. And this is the new batch, right? This is the new batch, that is AIM batch and Manzil batch. This is the AIM batch, English medium batch. So you have to go buy now, then Y666, this code you need to apply, and the price is 4199, and you will be getting 1% extra discount, that is 80% if you will be using the Adda application. Plus coin also you can use. So thank you and bye bye, and see you tomorrow, right? Thank you and bye bye. Take care.